Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
When it comes to impersonalism, is it like there is only one kind of impersonalism, or is it the merging of the jiva into Brahmajyoti and also the merging of the jiva into the body of the Supreme Lord? Is that different or is it the same? And what is the end result of the jiva merging into the Supreme Body of the Lord?
See, there are the Supreme Lord has his abode and many, many Vaikuntha planets, and the spiritual sky is full of Brahmajyoti. So the living entities are on each point, just like a sun ray is there. Each ray is a jiva, is a particle that's coming from Krishna, like rays of sun rays. So if in this material world, when we are in this body, we say, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am not this, I am not this. They just come out of the material world and enter the Brahmajyoti. This entire material creation is a cloud in Brahmajyoti. At the edge of the cloud is the Brahmajyoti. So you try to experience that. That is one way. Other way is when you meditate on the form of the Lord and you believe that I will merge into that Lord. These are all methods by which they think that this is a method of reaching Brahman. They don't really believe that that Lord is absolute. When impersonalists meditate on Krishna, I will merge with him when they say, first there in their mind what is coming is Krishna itself is formless. So I will merge into that formlessness. Now I am worshipping just to focus. Not that there is an eternal Krishna and into him I will merge. But by chance, if somebody has that desire, then Krishna will take them and merge him into his body. That Sayujya Mukti he will give. It's anywhere. You be a jiva, you like so many demons got that liberation. But it's the same status. In fact, Prabhupada would say that if you are in the Brahmajyoti, at least you may get one more chance for, again you will fall down into the material world. You merge into the body, Prabhupada uses the word spiritual suicide. In spiritual suicide, your individuality you don't want. When you are going into Brahmajyoti, you are simply thinking, I don't want individuality. There you are killing your individuality. Like that. Any other question?
Is that not beneficial, Prabhu?
What is not beneficial?
Killing our individuality,
Huh?
is that not beneficial?
For whom?
For the jiva, in one sense.
How it is beneficial? You won't suffer materially, that's all. But what about this positive, transcendental ananda? All this merging is only a sat realization. Moment sat, see you are in Brahmajyoti. There it is, you are Satchidananda. Your nature is Satchidananda. But since you don't have any variegated, knowledge means variegated, no? So there is only pure awareness. I exist, I exist, I exist, I exist. You don't have a senses or to differentiate between your neighboring particle of light, spiritual light. You cannot differentiate. So they all look identical. Suppose me and you look very identical, completely identical. I will think I am you, you will think I am me. Suppose all are identical, we will think we are all one. This is what all race in Brahmajyoti are thinking like that. That we are all one. So there is no chit there. Chit means variegatedness, knowledge of variegatedness. So chit is not manifest in Brahmajyoti. Ananda is also not manifest. Where is the question of Ananda? When chit is not there, there is no relationship also between two parts, two particles. There is no relationship also. So Brahman realization means only your Sat aspect, pure existence is there. That existential being, I am, I exist, that is there. That is a very big relief when compared to material suffering, because he gets, material world is suffocating. Because the chit in the material world is achit, ananda is nirananda, so he hates variegatedness, he hates relationship, and he says, no, I don't want anything. And pure existence. That is a truth, pure existence, he thinks. So he is missing out something, no? With respect to his Surupa, that cannot change. Atma is Satchidananda means it is Satchidananda.